Hi, welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. In this video, we'll provide the complete demo about from the cloud to the atmosphere, running MapReduce across data centers. Efficiently analyzing big data is a major issue in our current era. Examples of analysis tasks including identification or detection of global weather patterns, economic changes, social phenomena, or epidemics. The cloud computing paradigm, along with software tools such as implementation of popular MapReduce framework, offer a response to the problem of distributing computations among large sets of nodes. In many scenarios, input data is however geographically distributed. In geo-distributed across data centers and straightforwardly moving all data to a single data center before pre-processing it can be prohibitively expensive. Above mentioned tools are designed to work within a single clusters or data centers and perform poorly or not at all when deployed across data centers. This paper deals with executing sequence of MapReduce jobs in geo-distributed dataset. We analyze possible ways of executing such jobs and process data transformation graphs that can be used to determine schedules for job sequence, which can be used to determine scheduling for job sequence. We introduced GMR, a system for executing such job sequence which implements our optimization framework. We present empirical evidence in Amazon EC2 and VACCI of the benefits of GMR over common naive deployments for pre-processing geo-distributed datasets. Our evaluation showed that using GMR significantly improves processing time and cost for geo-distributed datasets. Next, we are going to see the complete flow from the cloud to the atmosphere. In this process, first we collect the dataset from the client. Here we have a client as domain experts. We have to collecting the geo-distributed dataset as the input and providing this job to that job manager. The job manager will contain the group manager to optimizing the path identification. For this one, we have to using that graph mechanism to finding that best path to executing that MapReduce job. After we predicting that path to executing the job will be submitted to that Hadoop cluster in data centers. After that, we have to applying that MapReduce function. In mapping function, we have a mechanism to splitting the job into multiple paths for parallel processing. After that, we have to redirecting this job to data centers and computing their execution time. After submitting this job to data centers, we have to applying that reducing function. Reducing function will shuffle the results from the data center and aggregate the results. After that, finally we computing that optimized time for data center. Next iteration we have to using this optimized outputted data centers for our further execution. Next we going to see the complete demo of this process. For this process, first we need to configuring that Hadoop virtual machine. So in that virtual machine you need to run that start Hadoop options. In this start Hadoop will enabling that name node, data node, secondary name node and job tracker as well as task tracker. We have 5 different nodes to executing that processing. These are all in that one kind of clusters. After we getting submission of the jobs, we can able to running our job into these 5 nodes. Next we move to that Windows. In this Windows we have a working node in Eclipse. For this process, first I have to running that start.java. Next I have to choosing the Hadoop server for submitting the jobs. My Hadoop server will having that IP as 192.168.181.129. So here I have to choosing that IP address as 129. Then I have to submitting the job to Hadoop. In that execution, first user will need to select our data set. In that dataset folder we containing that census data for geographical. After we selecting the dataset loaded successfully. Then we have to computing the dataset which is pre-processed. Here we have to predicting that what kind of redundant data will occur. This analysis will providing the results about redundant data attribute named universe found. Then the another one attribute will be founded as redundant data in the form of year. After we computing this, we proceed to that next option, then applying that redundant data removing. After removing the redundant data, we getting the pre-processed data which is going to be distributed into our multiple data centers. Then we move to next, and we have to getting the data descriptions. In this dataset description, we will providing that abbreviations of the symbols presented in our dataset. Finally, we have to submitting our job into Hadoop distributed file system. Now the data will be distributed into Hadoop in the manner of pre-processing. Now that uploaded will be successfully. Here we have to uploading our document into DFS locations, Hadoop server. In this Hadoop server will containing our inputted file, workload file. This is our inputted job. After that, next we move to next and splitting the data. Here we have to applying that mapping function. Now that file is splitted successfully. Then we can able to viewing that splitted parts of that file. Next we move to that next level. In this process we have to applying that reducing mechanism to computing that execution time. First I have to submitting my jobs into data center 1. Now the results will showing that mapping function and the reducing function will be invoked. Now that mapping function will 0 and 100. After completing this, we move to the page and submitting the next data center. I am continuing this process for submitting all 3 data centers. Finally, I have to submitting the data center 3. After computing this, I can getting that execution time for all 3 resources. Then I have to getting that optimal execution path by using that execution time. Here I have to choosing that first 2 data centers for our optimal path. Then I have to distribute data in that Hadoop. Then clicking that MapReduce. Before that MapReduce function, I am moving to that page of WC output. In this one we have a file part 00. First I have to download this file from DFS. After downloading this, I am moving to that system under right click and uploading this file to DFS. Then I have to applying that reconnect to server. Now the results will be collected from our distributed data set. Then I have to clicking that show mapper result. This will showing that results in that mapper file. Then I have to clicking the job in the next, and I have to getting that show MR results. Then I move to next. This is the evolutionary graph will showing that processing of execution time between the data centers. From this we can able to achieving that less execution time and reducing that computational time. Thanks for watching.